I'm holding in my hand, it's early, it hasn't been released yet, the 20-year anniversary issue. This is my proof copy of CC&D magazine, and I was going to read the two pieces. Scars Publications produces CC&D magazine, Children, Churches, and Daddies magazine, so I thought because it's in the 20-year issue, I would read the prose poem Scars and the poem CC&D.
Yeah, but somebody needs to say, somebody needs to say what a great thing you did with that magazine. I mean, you know, you were a publisher of, poets that were out there, and you were the one who welcomed them and published them, and that's a great thing.
And people that are well known, and people who were from prison.
Yeah.
And people don't know which ones those are, but I do.
Yeah, and you cared.
Because it's like, well, this is good, so I will do that, sure. Because I don't look at, if it's a good piece of writing, that's all that matters. And I'm apparently, if I'm going to be accepting pieces from people in prison who have no way of paying for things, I'm not looking for getting copies sold.
It was never about money.
Money's always nice, but I'm so pleased that after all this time I can have a perfect bound. This is my perfect copy.
It's just not you. It's not you.
Yeah, but it's easier than me having to settle stitch that shit and put it in a mailbox.
Yeah, I like the other way. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, then don't submit stuff if you have an issue, or submit stuff, don't buy it. I don't know, but just because I'm looking for good writing. This is the prose piece. This is called Scars. Like when the Grossman's German Shepherd bit the inside of my knee. I was babysitting two girls and a dog named Roscoe. I remember being pushed to the floor by the dog. I was on my back, kicking as this dog was gnawing on my leg, and I remember thinking, I can't believe a dog named Roscoe is attacking me. And I was thinking that I had to be strong for these two little girls who were watching it all. I couldn't cry. Or when I stepped off Scott's motorcycle at 2 a.m. and burned my calf on the exhaust pipe. I was drunk and he was driving, and I was careless when I swung my leg over the back. I didn't even feel it when I did it, but the next day it blistered and peeled. It looked like inhuman. I had to bandage it for weeks. It hurt like hell. When I was little, roller skating my driveway, and I fell. My parents yelled at me, "Did you crack the sidewalk?" When I was kissing someone, and I scraped my right knee against the wall, or maybe it was the carpet. When someone asked me what that scar was from, I tell them I fell. Or when I was riding my bicycle and I fell and my front wheel skidded in the gravel. I had to walk home. Blood was dripping down my elbow to my wrist. I remember thinking that the blood looked thick, but that nothing hurt. I sat on the toilet seat cover while my sister cleaned me up. It was a small bathroom. It felt like the walls could have fallen in on me at any time. Years later, I can still see the dirt under my skin at my elbows. Or when I was 5 years old, and my dad, after calling me an asshole, he called me an asshole because I made a mess in the living room. I didn't. Like when I scratched, when I had the chicken pox. Scars.
Yes.
It's just stories of stories. This is a timeless. And that's why I did this one, that one first.
Because I'll have those CD about,
Well, okay.
Out and putting it away and all that.
And somebody who was publishing Down the Dirt magazine, which might have something in CC&D magazine, heard me read this one, and because I'm doing the segue into CC&D for Brian Daly, this is the poem that this magazine is based on. CC&D is Children, Churches, and Daddies.
Non-religious.
What a great title for a magazine. I mean, that's one of the great all-time titles.
Well, when I started the magazine, I didn't have internet access. Nobody did.
No.
And I'd get snail mail. I was like, hi, I'm a Christian mother of 4. Here are my rhyming poems. And I'm like, oh, this is wrong. You know, it seemed like a great idea. And then I'm like, what the hell was I doing? But I'm keeping children's churches and daddies, but this is CCD. And the little girl said to me, I thought only daddies drank beer. And I found myself trying to make excuses for the glass in my hand. I remember being in the church, a guest at a wedding of 2 people I didn't know. My date pointed out 2 little boys walking to their seats in front of us in little suits and cowboy boots. This was Central Illinois. And my date said that he was sure that those boys would grow up to be gay. And the worst part was their father was the coach of the high school football team. I think I laughed, but I hesitated. I remember being in the church. It was Christmas Eve. My date's family went up for communion, and all I could think was that singing the hymns was hard enough. I don't know the words. What am I doing here? What am I supposed to do? And I stayed seated, and everyone else slowly walked to the front of the church. Little soldiers in a little line, little children in their little dresses walking behind their mummies and daddies. And the little girl said to me, I thought only daddies drank beer. And I found myself trying to make excuses. Thank you. Children, and I'm glad you liked it, and thank you, C-Rock, for this wonderful evening. Give it up, Wes, for C-Rock. Come on.
Daddy six, keep her away.